crazy if you don't think that way.
Just my speed and that I'm a good route runner. When it comes to like intermediate routes, but it's people that got me distressing.
No, I think like this past year, like season didn't go as well as we would have wanted it to. But learned a lot from it. Learned how to kind of battle through adversity and just dealt with a lot of things physically, just situationally that was tough. But I think I just became a better kind of player, better quarterback because of it. But no, I'm going to show what I'm about once I get to that next level, and doing my best to show that to these coaches throughout this week as well.
It's fun being able to learn things and just adapt to my environment.
They're great. People always try to tell me to put one above the other. It's tough, but it's been such a privilege to play in such two great conferences. And when I did make the transition from Penn State, I wanted to make sure that I was, going against high-level competition like I was in the Big Ten. So playing in the SEC was really important to me. And I've seen a lot of great players across a lot of great teams. Going back to Big Ten, my first real kind of game experience was against Ohio State, and Chase Young gave me a tough time. So, that goes back a little bit. But, just great players across the board, and it's hard to put one in front of the other. Yeah, no, Joe is someone, especially in this offseason, that I focused a lot on. I think this offseason, compared to offseasons in the past, I've really been trying to kind of perfect the movement leading up to the throw. I think that when I make some inaccurate passes, it's due to kind of how I'm initiating the movement leading into it. A lot of the times I can get away with it because of how talented of an arm I have. But Joe, I think, does it better than anyone else in terms of movement in the pocket. Not the fastest guy, but he's just able to move so efficiently to put himself in a stable base to make efficient throws. And been watching a lot of film on him this past offseason. Just what I just said. Not necessarily anything with the upper body. Everything from the waist down. How I'm initiating movement, where I'm using force, and which muscles I'm using. I'm a pretty built guy, but I kind of realized just as I started my off-season training how kind of weak I was. My abductor and low core are off efficiently, without even really having to worry about much in the upper half. Has been really interesting. Just my recovery. Coming off of a couple of tough injuries this past season, really spent the first handful of weeks just doing treatment, like the foot, the shoulder, just finally in a spot as of like 3-4 weeks ago that I'm just really feeling really good about my body, confident that I can go and use my athleticism to my advantage, kind of like I wasn't able to for that second half of the season this past year.
How do you set yourself apart from that?
I think physically, I'd just say my arm talent. I think I got one stronger arms that's come out of any draft class in recent memory. And then just who I am as a person, kind of my morals, what I stand for, my values. And I think that's been the most kind of beneficial thing for me to be able to share with these coaches throughout these formal and informal interviews, to just get them to know me as a person, get them to kind of understand how seriously I take every aspect of my life, and just let them know how much I love ball and how I'm able to use those values and those morals to make me the best person in the locker room and on the field as possible.
How do you look back?
Because I got a cannon. I'm going to show it off. I'm able to assimilate myself very well, better than anybody else, I believe. And that's the confidence I have, just due to my experience and just due to my physical tools. I think that I'm going to be able to be plugged into any offense, learn it well, and become a leader very quickly in whatever team I play for. But obviously, the goal is to progress. I want to get better every year. I'm not expecting myself to be the best quarterback in the league right off the bat. But, that's just what development's all about. That's what I'm going to lean on the coaches and the staff and the players around me to help me get to that level.
Well, what'd you learn about yourself during your time at Penn State?
Hey, I learned a lot. I learned that sometimes things don't go your way, and you just got to put your head down and keep working. One of the things that I stand for, kind of my mantra that I always live my life by, is never give up. And that whole time I was there, I never gave up. I walked in that building every day, prepared as if I was the starter. Tried to show kind of the coaches and my teammates that I had the capabilities to do that. And when I made that decision to transfer, I felt like I was kind of going against that mantra. at the same time, I realized I wasn't giving up. You know, I was just going to stick to what I believe was best for me, and I was going to go take my shot and play my card somewhere else. So, I mean, learned a lot. Nothing but love for all the coaches and all the players that I had at Penn State, and wouldn't trade that time for anything.